My name is Gordon Challstrom. I'm a 20-year businessman from right here in Rogue Valley. Owned and operated a construction company with 45 guys pouring lots of concrete every day. And my campaign is based on three things, and they all tie in: jobs, jobs, and jobs. And the only way we can create jobs is we have to reduce the tax rate. I believe there's too much power up in Salem, Oregon, and we've got to starve the government for what it lives on, and that's money. So I want to cut the tax rate in half, and that'll allow people like you to open up businesses and keep more money in your pocket, to reinvest in your businesses, and to hire more people. I want to eliminate burdensome regulations. Yes, I want clean air, and you want clean air, and you want clean water, and so do I. I have 7 grandkids in this valley, and I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. But the regulations are so burdensome that it's keeping companies from wanting to come to Oregon and open up shops. You know, we have to be the shining star in the hill to attract businesses. Right now, the policies going on in Salem, they're chasing them away. We can't go cut down a burned tree in the forest that was caught on fire last summer. There's regulations out there that says they got to do an environmental impact study on a burnt forest. Well, what's there to study? It is devastating. You know, let's go out there, cut down some dead trees, put some loggers to work, use the timber instead of letting it rot on the ground. You know, the state of Oregon is entitled to 6% of the flow of the Columbia River. We're only taking 0.6%. We can create 10,000 jobs by extracting a rightful amount of water from the Columbia River, and we could be making Central Oregon just a huge garden for the whole state. I mean, there's enough water there to feed us all. And with regards to you, and you were talking about Syngenta, you know, the Bill of Rights gives us an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When it was originally written, it was life, liberty, and property, all right? But that was conditioned on one thing, that what you did no harm to your neighbor, all right? So if those seeds come in, and there's a neighbor next to you that's planting Syngenta or any other seeds, and his pollen comes over onto your property and ruins your crop, he's violating that right. So you should be entitled to sue or stop him from doing that. You know, I mean, we have to follow our Constitution. All right? So, next thing is, you know, we talk about jobs, we've got to get back in the forest. You know, there's forests out there. A healthy forest is 140 to 160 trees an acre. We've got forests with 400 to 600 trees an acre. That's why we're having all these devastating forest fires. 15 years ago, the average fire was 25,000 acres. Now it's 100,000. Where will it be in the next 10 years? You know, it's going to burn through cities. You know, you're going to see Ashland. You're going to see a fire up there. It's going to come down and it's going to burn through Ashland. And, you know, all those people are going to be out with their out of homes. You know, it's ridiculous. A managed forest is healthy. And now we've got over 1 million acres of burnt land in this state that have standing dead trees. Now when all these rainstorms come in, what's happened to the ground? It's getting washed down into the creeks and going into the rivers, and it's ruining the fishing, you know, the spawning beds. And they're blaming it on the fishermen. I love to fish, I love to hunt. You know, my oldest grandson is 10, he's been hunting with me for a couple of years, thinks it's pretty cool to shoot a gun, you know. I mean, I'm an outdoors person, I have been my whole life. I grew up in Salem, Oregon, moved to Reno for 21 years, and got my college degree in Reno, Nevada before I started my business. But, you know, I am a God-fearing, small government conservative. I want to take the power away from Salem and give it to the counties. You know, government works best when it's closest to the people. And Salem's not reacting to our wants. They're dictating what they want done throughout the whole state, and that's in every city. I don't want to see Medford look like a little Portland. I don't want to ride buses and elevated trains. I want to drive my car. I don't want a piece of property so small I can't even plant a garden on it. You know, if I had my brothers, I'd say everybody should have at least a 1 acre lot so they can plant a garden and have a few fruit trees the way it used to be years ago. But I'm about giving you guys the most prosperity and freedom possible. And I want to cut the taxes and regulations, and that will force the shrinkage of government. I'd also like to get rid of the Department of Education. I think it's just a big funnel for the federal mandates. You know? I mean, why should Washington, D.C. tell you what and how to teach your kids? I don't think they should be doing it. And I believe the people up there in Salem, they're more concerned about the name of the mascot of the high school than they are what's being taught in the schools. That's baloney. You know? It's not real difficult out here. I think it's common sense, and common sense is uncommon anymore. We just got to get back to it and take control of the government. You know, I think we should close down the Oregon Liquor Control Board. Why can't we sell booze in Safeway and Albertsons and Fred Meyer's like every other state does? You know? ODOT, why do we have to have 5,000 people working in the roads department? You know, why can't we have engineers go to work for Knife River or some other construction company? They can design the bridge, and then they build the bridge, and they put a 25-year bond on it. And if that bridge fails, then you go back to the contractor and say, you better go fix it, or you take his bond, you fix it, and he'll never get another job in Oregon. You know, if they build a road, they put a 5-year bond on the road. No, I think it's just basic common sense solutions. We just got to shrink the size of government. And I think this state will flourish. The people here, they're hard-working folks in Oregon. And I think we just need to unleash their potential again. And that's what I'm running for. You know, I'm running against Dennis Richardson in a primary. Dennis Richardson is a lawyer. And I'm just going to say this in closing. You elect a lawyer and you'll get more laws. You elect a businessman and you'll get more jobs. And that's what the state needs.